Okay, I got a good one. Let's go back to Heaven's Vault. Let's see. Gotta make sure that my data is actually in the correct place, because otherwise it's gonna be my kid's save, and I don't want to get her save. Seems mean to like try to run in somebody else's. Hmm. Ah, users. Documents. App data. There we go. What's it called? Okay, anyway. Have a good night. I'll see you around sometime soon. Inkle. There we go. Okay. So, this is always fun. Um, so I have saves that are set up. Um, the It's hidden inside your app data local low, and Inkle limited um, folders, and then it's just called Heaven's Vault. But so I went through and I was like, okay, I got it. I'll just rename all of these so that I put like my name in front of it. So I've got the Obi, um, like parentheses Obi Heaven's Vault, which is for my YouTube channel, and then I've got NSP stream, which is from the N Simplex Pachinko stream, the actual stream one, and then I got one with my daughter's name on it, and then I got one with my name on it, which is just for like my private private playthrough. So I have to manipulate it every single time that somebody wants to play. uh, it's good times. So, okay, here we go. Nope. Um, nope, that's not it. Trying to see what other tags I need on this, but yeah, no, I think that's probably just good. Okay, let's see if this is going to do it. Okay, here we go. So, the story so far. I know it's not coming up yet. Aaliyah and Six have been looking for the roboticist, Janiki Renba, sent by Professor Mayari to uncover the cause of the fall of Iox, which she believes is soon to return. But ancient memories found inside a robot lead Renba to a different discovery, an ancient observatory, the Vault, which Renba believes could save the nebula from darkness. Why had Renba been hiring laborers to dig up something on Elbereth? Perhaps other ancient sites, like mysterious Withering Palace mentioned here, could do something. Curses. Alright, game capture. It's not listing this one, so we're going to capture a specific window and Heaven's Vault. Let's go. Alright, we are on the Graveyard Moon. Magnificent place, long since overgrown. Okay. Whoa. What was that thing I spoke to? A recording, presumably. much as Professor Mayari might send you a recording of herself to converse with. Recordings are responsive, as you know, but fixed in manner. They are broad, but not deep. That is their nature. Alright, so I think we got everything that was here. We're going to head back to the ship. So we left the surface of an abandoned Empire period graveyard moon where I had spoken to the hologram. So, sorry if you're just coming in. Hadn't seen this one yet. Or the Nightingale. A curious place, mistress. Can you really record a whole person? Given enough time, perhaps. Once again, mistress, you have forgotten who you are talking to. What's up with the nebula? Mistress? What if the rivers aren't natural at all? What if they weren't created by storms or magnetic fields or anything like that? What else could they be? What if they were drawn by a painter with a brush? How would such a thing be done? Yeah, well. Imagine a ship dragging floes behind it the way a plow drags a furrow. A tapestry of cloud and smoke. The well springs drive the flows, mistress. Yeah. Don't tell me you believe the well springs are natural. They exist in nature, mistress. Okay, none of our other stuff here. Let's take to the river. None of our other stuff's really, or nothing that we have collected is showing up here, so. Okay, this should, yep, here we go. We're within the graveyard moon. We need more items from over in here to determine where the dig site is. We can find a withering palace over here, which I think is somewhere where we can get some interesting stuff. Pre-Empire site way out here. I think that one is actually off the map. So either we might be able to get down there this way, or we just can't get there at all yet. We're here, so let's make a left and see if we can get down there. And then a right-ish eventually. Lost City, perhaps? Okay, so we can't actually go there yet. So if we go like this and say we're going to plot a course to Elbereth, and then sail, and then we don't actually head there. Ghost's Wake. But I'm not. I'm not sailing to Elbereth. Ha ha ha. Left, left, left. Okay. I know I missed the turning. Computer doesn't know it yet, but I did it on purpose. Question. What is a wellspring anyway? A source, mistress. Nothing more. Okay, this seems awfully quiet. I don't know if anybody else Show the metal hooped ori. Yeah. Source of what? Just keep going left, I guess? This one's not going to matter. It's doing the same thing. Commonly, water. Okay, nothing there. Also air. By all the waters. Okay. Nope. Can't get there. Okay. So where are we headed? Where are we actually headed? Can't get to the Withering Palace yet, because we don't have an off-ramp to get into that region. Not even remotely close. So it looks like we're going to have to go back, see if we can find stuff at Remba's dig site. Okay. So I want to make this turn here. No. I want to make any of the next 3 rights. Third one would probably get us the best. Yeah. Third one's going to get us the best shot to this. So third right. Must we return to Elbereth, miss? Sheesh. Okay, there's one. What's wrong with Elbereth? 2. Here's a third. You can't even smell it. Alright. Unexplored ruin. But if I go to that one, then I won't actually be able to get where I'm going right now. So, suck it up. Make the second right, and then an immediate left. Okay, doesn't matter. It's the suffering, mistress. My ethical core finds it upsetting. I would rather not see it. Okay, make a right here. And make a left. Aha! Ruin. I would guess it dates from at latest the earliest Empire period, mistress. I recovered a rusted sextant. I wonder how long it's been there. It doesn't have an inscription on the casing. Curses. I'd say this comes from the same source as the compass. Okay, so this is going to drag us straight through. And we want to stick to the left. Yes. 1, 2, 3. Again, third right. Wait, what? Yeah, to the right. Artifact should help us find the locate the source.
They say on Elbereth, if you sail too far, you'll meet yourself coming back. But I've sailed plenty far, and I still don't know who I'm supposed to be.
Hang on. Where are we? We want to end up here, so follow the air they pour out, the air we breathe. Where does it come from? Where do any of us come from, mistress? Oh, that'll show her. Where did I come from? You came from a hole in the ground in Ajax. Indeed, mistress. I don't care that I missed the turn. I assume I did not grow there. It's not actually what I meant to do, but alright, cool. Check in on Ori. She must have finished with the crown by now. Assuming she has not sold it and moved away. Set Boyaki Refar. Catkiss. Yene Huake. Get used to that. Yeah, Toppies. Get him the rusted sextant that we were just talking about. Lost a robot here once. Which one? 3. That was his name. Wait a minute. 1 minute it was with me, the next I will be vigilant, mistress. 3 wasn't the sharpest of tools. I'm surprised I got as much for it as I did. Mistress is teasing me. Uh-huh. If you want to believe that, sure.
Cabinets glinting with gold and polished glass.
Aaliyah, you don't visit me nearly enough. I had forgotten the color of your eyes. Could never forget the silver of your tongue, Toppy. How was life on Iox, anyway? As sterile as ever. That's a good word for it. You've always been too untidy for that place, too proper for this one. Cool. Picked up a few items you might be interested in. Oh, yes? Rusted sextant. Dating from at least the early Empire. We found it floating in the open wash. Interesting. I might be able to make you an offer. Ah, here we are. A heavy ribbon of paper filled with tiny scrawl. It's been marked, too. This is the end of a longer line of text. So that's not here. Book of... No. No. Well, throw that in there too. Ooh. I think book must be right. So... the things at the beginning. Let's see. It's an item, so it's a noun. Noun, status verb. Not. It's like verb. I don't know if that's vocalize, like speak, or... So this is the verb to speak directly. So here... Okay, what's this one? This is live. This is heart. Thing. Thing. Noun. So noun, verb, live. Might be love. Huh. Thing for love, heart. Could work. It's interesting. So this is like speak but not speak. I think maybe words. Does Book of Words of Love work? Presumably there used to be more to it than that. So, you've seen it. A ribbon of paper for your rusted sextant? Sure, why not? You got a deal. Be sorry to sell this when the time comes. Show him another. Masked fragment made in an ancient site. Statuette made at Withering Palace or something else. Let's go with the masked fragment. Ornamental wooden fragment from a boat's mast dating from the earliest days of the Empire. It's passable. Well, I can most likely shift it onto someone. I've not seen anything quite like that. Might be able to make you an offer. Ah, now then. A metal candle holder. Oil burning. Glass is the sort they blow here in Elbereth. And there's an inscription. This is the start of a fragment of text. Okay, we together. Certain my translation for together is right now. Okay, this is time. This is forever, so this is like questioning time, so when? This is noun, not live is death. So verb, not live, die. When we die, question together. Could still change my mind, but when we die together. I don't think this is from the same places or period as anything else I've found here. In fact, I don't think I've seen anything quite like this candle holder before. That suggests this originates from somewhere that's undocumented. So, if you've seen the merchandise, the candle holder for your ornamental wooden fragment of a boat's mast, yes. We'll go with that. What a fine piece. You were criticizing it a moment ago. It'll take me some time to set up buyers for what you've given me, so if there's more, let me consider another time, my fine lady. Yeah. See you later, Tuppy. May your footsteps fall soundly, Alia Alasra. I have a few new artifacts to trace. Time to depart, mistress. No. You know where we want to go. Oroy's yard is this way. In here. So to anybody who hasn't seen this yet, very nice and simplistic art style, kind of picture animation, and as you turn, they give her different looks from each of the angles. Metal components. I have no idea what these things do. Oroy is always playing around with magnets and wires and things. Okay. I hope your friend is still here, mistress. Ah, Alia. Good. Quickly, come in. That thing you brought in. What'd you make of it? First things first. Where did you find it? And how? A box and an empty moon. Of all the boxes you could open. The real puzzle is how did it get where it was? The place looked like someone had been living there. Wasn't the Emperor sent into exile when the Empire fell? Don't tell me you found where they sent him. Looks that way. He wasn't around to ask. I think maybe you did. Did you ever hear of the Great Forge? A moon used in the early Empire for crafting complex devices. I've never seen anything so obviously made there before. Did you say devices? I think this sort of thing was common in the Holy Empire. Things people wore, they carried, they all were functional, active. This forge, Oroy. Is it real? Not just a myth? Well, it must have been real. And huge. Employing hundreds, maybe thousands of people. Where? I have no idea. You're the archaeologist. Touche. Okay, did you find out what it does? No, I have no idea. I didn't try to turn it on. But you could? Are you serious? It's hundreds of years old. I mean, perhaps if I knew what it was powered by. But if I put the wrong amount of flow through it, I'll smoke the foil. I don't think we'd stay friends. But you could try? See what happens? Mistress, Professor Mayari is waiting for the crown. You don't mind the risk? I'll most likely burn it out. Do it carefully. Great. No pressure then. You sure? I mean, seriously. I might as well set it on fire. I'm taught you trust me, Aaliyah. Why wouldn't I trust you? Trust hasn't always been our best thing, but I'll see what I can do. I'll try low flows and work up. I'll see what I can do. Show her the metal hoop. I found a strange metal hoop. A hologram came out of it. Yeah, let me see. I recognized it immediately, of course, the neck hoop from a robot, but it won't do anything without a core. Needs something to project. Last thing I notice is it's badly made. Robots are beautifully, delicately crafted machines. This is an Empire period copy. You told me there was a thing I could put in my arm to open the Elbereth gate. What was that about? A Rebesque foil. Nothing much, just enough for the gate to recognize you. How are things here? Slow enough. But it's not getting any worse. See you around. Okay. So Aaliyah is an archaeologist, obviously. I just had that said, but the story basically you work for Professor Mayari, who's a lady who works at a big research institution, and Aaliyah, the main character, is pretty much the only historian because everybody else thinks that history is just useless. Good faith to you. Good faith. Good faith to you. It's weird. Yes. Have you sold the injured man yet? No, he's sitting back there, fretting to himself. Who'd buy him? I'll take him off you. Excellent. I prefer jewelry and weapons. Now pay up or move along. Let's see what you're offering. Golden anklet. Well, it's not the best piece, but I'll need more to cover it. Well, then I don't have enough. Price is too high. Very well. You have a deal. Okay. Though this barely covers what a man's worth. Yazi, get out here. I know, miracles happen. What time is it? Greet your buyer. Mistress, please. Good faith and greeting to you, Makis. Let's make one thing clear. You're free. Yes, Micus. As you say, Micus. Good luck, Farwet. What does Micus mean, Yazi? Better. I'm not your better, Yazi. I'm from Elbereth, too. You are from Iox, I think. Just as the other one was. We're hired by a man from Iox. Janiki Remba. You have it right. Micah's name was Renba. I do not think anyone will hire me as I am now. How'd you break your arm? We were using a winch to raise up a broken rock. The winch had been strung together from a few old poles. A big hook someone found. There was too much rock. The whole thing keeled over sideways. I jumped out of the way. Not far enough. What were you digging that you needed a winch? Aaliyah, I don't think smiling at him is going to help here. A hole, mistress. A very deep hole indeed. What was Remba looking for? What did he find? Do you know? I do not know. I was hurt before he found anything. Where were you digging? Somewhere on Elbereth? No. Away. Away where? We sailed to a moon. Elbereth was visible in the skies. There was nothing there, but he made us dig. We found something. Can you find Remba's moon again? I think so. I think so, yes. But not on a map. I will need to fly with you. You want to go back there? No, never. But I see you do, Micus, and I will help you. What did you dig up for, Remba? Can't remember if we already did this one. I do not know. We had just uncovered a spar of wood when the winch fell on me. I was brought back here. Wood, not metal. No. Not robots, then. Let's go back to the ship. We can talk there. Ready to go yet, mistress? Yes. Do it. Stand by, mistress. You gonna take Yazi? What the hell? Yazi claims he can find his way back to the moon where Rembo was working. quite certain I can find it. I can find the place where the Ioshan had us working, Micus. Without me, I do not think you would ever find it. What makes it so hard to find? It is a rock. In a sea of rocks. But I know which rock. Why are you helping me? You see through me, of course. Please understand I was strong, very strong. Now, no one will ever hire me again. I want to work. Well, let's go. Plot a course to the dig site. I think I can get in here, get on here, and explore some of this stuff before we get back down to that dig site. So, make a left. Head around the circle. Right? Yeah. Do all Ioshians get given robots, Miss Mikus? Are they attached to you as children, perhaps? Alright, so we'll go left here and then right at the next one. What makes you ask that? Oops. Alright, guess we're going around. Backspace. Master Remba had one for a time as well. Left. Immediate right. Is there not a... Is that not how this works? He brought it to market on Elbreth when I was hired. All robots look the same to me. Alright, can we go back now? Nope. Do not know how to tell them apart. So it looked like 6? I mean, as he said, he can't tell them apart, so like... This robot that Remba had with him? Alright, stick left. A lot like 6? It was a robot, yes. Alright, so we make a right here. So these other ones looked like they were not available. It's interesting. Okay, make a left. Best I can.
I could see Yazi had been on a ship before. He kept his balance with ease. It occurred to me then that he could probably sail.
left out here either. Fascinating. Waters to the left will bring us to Renba's dig site, mistress. I think Renba's dig site is around here. There's something here. Bring her to land 6. The moon Yazi has led us to seems desolate enough.
We trudged across the surface of a tiny moon. Nothing but dust and towering stone.
This is the place? This is it, Mikas. It is quite remarkable, mistress. This place is actually worse than Elbereth. Much worse, Meomeke. It's our home you're talking about, Six. Nearly your birthplace. You did well to leave. What's this thing, Yazi? For lifting. This is how we ran the winch. There are tracks running from it. There's a minecart. Made for a cart, I suppose. It's literally right behind you. Someone was building something? Not exactly, Mikas. Not for robots. He wouldn't use robots. When the work was too slow, Renba used explosives. He didn't seem to know what he was doing. I mean... Follow me. Explosive seems to have been Renba's downfall, mistress. I do not believe he is being honest with you. I suspect there is something of value here he wishes to retrieve. What's that?
There were tents, carts, ropes and platforms. Renba must have had an army working here. And yet he had left it all behind. Just like that.
Here's what we did for him, Mikas. The pit we dug is within. And it is deep. What were you digging for, Yazi? He did not say. Like, we've already been over that. But he showed no mercy, Mikas. So all this was built before Renba went to Mercy. He must have found something here. Something that led him to the cyclones. Robe and brooch, perhaps? There's the cards. For transporting rubble. We dug deep into the rock below. Something etched into the metal. This one's a phrase all run together. Forever is we... Can add my translation for is to my dictionary. Okay, so again, question, noun, so what we do. Right, action, verb, what we do is forever. That'll do for now. This equipment is heavy. Where did Remba get all this from? From Elbereth, I suppose. I would suggest it comes from a mine or a quarry. I would believe it is itself old. New site, pre-Empire, somewhere within Sculptor's Canyon. Around the back of the tent. How long did all this take? I don't know, Micus. He used workers in shifts, a few weeks and then change. The work was hard. The air here is thin. No way in around here. What was Remba Look? We already talked about this. I was no longer here when he did find it. Whatever it was. Carving. Elberethians carve ancient symbols for luck. I don't think they know what they mean. A primitive people. That's a bit of a value judgment. This is 2 words, not 1. But where does one word end and the next one start? Can add my translation for stands to my dictionary now. It's like me, thing referring to itself, this stands. Equally, it might say cheese runs amok, mistress, since the carvers do not know what they were carving. It doesn't say that. It's definitely 2 words, not 3. Duh. Psh, robot. If you go inside, Micus, then you will understand. There's an opening somewhere? Around the back, Micus. Trays. This one isn't sealed. Lever the lid with the iron poker. Ah, there. Let's see now. Artifacts. Just like on the other moon. Oh, look at this. Something that old, even something that was old even when it was used. The casing has been inscribed, mistress. Oh, it's a long one. Like it. This one's several words. Your for does. That's not gonna work. Ah, defended. There's more somewhere. Ah, wind. just you instead of your? Probably not. Isn't gonna go well. Alright, so if I just start filling up all these places, it's not going to go well, but it will eliminate one of these. The translation is clearly incorrect. There must be another possibility. Not using does. Alright, defended. 4. Wind. Thing. Clearly not. Alright, not a thing. Wind. Defended. You're still not gonna work here. Wind was the issue. I believe you're correct with 4, mistress. That can't be the ancient word for defended. Nuts. No wonder I'm having issues. So action holy? Or maybe that's holy. Action speak holy. So action speak wind. Action speak thing. Action speak thing. Point or lead. Close. Open. Drown. Alright, let's go over here. That's a lot. Something with wind at the end. Thing element. Eyes air. Thing. Mountain. I don't have another word for that. Safe. This is something to do with protection. Earth. For home. Home. Action home. Does that make sense? Action home to defend. Safe. Okay, so action make safe. Make here location. Yeah. Location protect. Safe. Okay, so thing home. No, thing location. Something wind. Is that the ship? No. Oh. Steer. Point. Point your prow for home. It was home. Point your prow for home. Well, I think it makes sense. Most likely it comes from the same place as the devotional icon on the flute that we acquired in Elbereth. There must have been frequent movement between the two places. This should help us work out where to look for the site. That's not all. Oh, come on, more things. Woo! Look at this. It's an annotated map of the rivers dating from the early empire. I hardly recognize any of these river shapes, but that central swirl must be the Iox spiral. There's a few words in this phrase. Alright, so let's see. Empress. Location Empress. So like a palace or something like that. Acts? Nope. It's an action of palace of goddesses. I think so. Stop it. Okay, bless. That's not really close enough. Person time. Thing person. No, action person. Whatever this is. I need that symbol. It's not helping. Alright, Goddess bless plants was this one. Goddess was person holy. And action of holy person, so bless. That makes sense. Person time. Palace of Goddesses, Palace of Soldiers. Let's go with soldiers and see what happens for now. Iox ruled by force. Military heart of the nebula. Before the Loop Temple was established and became a religious empire. Not that Mayari would ever believe such a thing. Most likely this comes from the same source, the sextant found in the Graveyard Moon. It must have been common to travel between the two locations, we know that. These are good finds. What are they doing out here? Smaller tents. Another dig? For storing equipment. What is all this? There must be a city under there. Little pieces. Pottery, metal shards. Nothing significant. Except this one. No. Rembo was not interested in these pieces. The others collected them and shared them out to sell. Rembo let you sell pieces he'd found? He insisted that we dig. But he did not care what we dug up. Basket. Here's something. Cracked glass jar with a sail design. Looks like from at least the earliest Empire period. The inside's heavily stained. Must have belonged to a heavy drinker. Oh ho, look at that, an inscription. This one's the end of a fractured fragment text. Alright, die. Thing me. This. Yeah, it was this. Sure my translation for in is correct. I'm also convinced of this. Well, good. So, this was die and water, so drown. Drown yourself in this thing action water. Cup. Makes sense. 1 second. Alrighty. I'd hazard that this comes from the same site as the telescope we found here before. This should help us locate its location. Triangulated? Woo! Alright. So, keep back from the edge, mistress. Yeah, well, the sand may slide at any moment. How old are you, Yazi? 34, mistress. I began working in the market when I was 8. 34. You could have been at the orphanage with me and Ori. An orphanage would have been luxury. My parents sold me to her. Are your parents still alive? No. That is where we camped. It is a stiff climb to the Camp Micus, and there's nothing there. How do you know there's nothing there, Yazi? You weren't here when they left. Because we were digging over there, Micus. If we really want to know what Rembo is doing, what he's left behind will give us the best clue. That's archaeology. This is steep, mistress, and the air is poor. Take your time, weak Ioshan. Where's he going? Is there something up here? Just tell me what you want. Gasping in between. What do you think we want? Your ship. My robot won't let you take it. Wait. There's a robot? You didn't tell me there was a robot, Yazi. It's behind you. Ha! It is a feeble contraption that rolls around on little wheels, moaning like an ill child. We're leaving now, Ioshan. Without you. Someone will come for you, I'm sure. Who's your friend? My name is Sia. Fine, what are you doing here, Sia? Starving to death? It was your Ioshan friend who left behind here to die. We shouldn't waste any more time. You've been here too long already. You won't be able to fly the ship without me. By the waters and stones. You think everyone in Elbereth has 2 left thumbs. They're not trying to stop us. Remember, he drove us to this. Curse his name, not ours. 6. Stop them? How exactly, mistress? I'm not an attack dog. But if I may, I believe we should leave this move swiftly. Have you done something to the Nightingale? Nothing, mistress. But I do suggest we remove it. I will activate the hopper now. Curses. Well, I didn't get to look at the other stuff, so we left the camp and returned to the ship. Cool. Now they're both gonna die here. guessing I'm not going to be allowed to go back. I think I can see them. I can see Yazi's limp. What do we do about those two down there at 6? Can't just leave them. I can hop her down and retrieve them, mistress. I think we should. You think we should? No, mistress. I'm quite content to leave them behind. However, I anticipate such an action would cause you some internal harm. You have a core as well as I. Do you think they'll try to overpower me? Steal the ship? The man only has one functional arm, mistress. I would say the odds are even or better. Go and get him. Really, mistress? You came back for us. Of course I did. You would have come back for me. Of course. Or send someone in the end. What are we going to do with you? There's nowhere in the nebula for us. On Elbereth, we're slaves. I'll have to return to the market. I'm owned. I don't want to choose for you. But I've got to take you somewhere. There is a moon, Renaki. I've heard of it. A market moon. We might find work there. Yeah, I can take you to Renaki. 6, chart our course. Alright, plot course and sail. Our route goes right, mistress, as should we. See, Rembo told me he was looking for an observatory. Mistress, I was not aware of this. He found a boat. What is an observatory? Rembo didn't find anything except the boat. An artifact, a telescope, I think. Once he found it, that was when he left. He barely even tied up the tent. He took something similar from a place near Mercy. How bad? Okay. might have been a telescope. We're fine now. Bertram, hello. This is Heaven's Vault. It is a very simplistic style. Animation is quite wonderful, despite looking very basic. So the game itself is mostly about being this woman, Alia El-Asra, who is trying to study linguistics and history. She's trying to discover like what's going on in her world. So this is a nebula, and we're currently on a river that is made out of both water and gas, which is just floating off in space. So you try to figure out some cool stuff. She is the last, or like, she's the only person who's actually interested in history. Pretty much everybody at her college is just much more interested in, like, math and science, but very not good. Mostly everybody's into this hyper-active religion. What was the boat you found carrying? I did not see Ioshan. Alright, where are we? Alright, Mega right here, and this is where it is.
Ranaka Reach is famous for smashing boats to splinters. The Ranakans are said to make their boats from solid iron.
Why didn't Janika use robots for the dig? Did I just completely miss it because I wasn't paying attention? Must have taken forever to excavate that moon. Oh no, we don't want to go to Mercy, that's right. We're going to Ranaki. Alright. So this is our, what we've discovered inside this. Yes, it is a very calm sort of game. And it works out just very nicely. Anyway, so this is what we've discovered in the nebula. She has discovered several locations, like this little unexplored ruin here, where we discover objects from long ago. And we found all these different inscriptions which exist on this stuff. So this is a cracked glass jar, and we can work out the individual characters and what they all mean. It is very much not realistic in terms of, like, look, this is just basically English translated to a different language, so it's not super realistic. If you're going after, like, trying to discover what an ancient civilization's writing actually says, so I looked into some cuneiform, and it's super hard. Like, just to even barely understand a little bit of it, you need a key to really get it. And so through this game you find several little keys that then it makes it a little more obvious, and you only have limited options. So if I click on drown, or I clicked on drown, drown was one of our options. The others were discover, think, and may. And the only reason that I know it's drown, apart from being a glass jar, seems reasonable. So we've discovered so far that, like, since this is dye, and this is a another character. So dye, water, which again we get from there. All the miniature characters also mean something. So this first one here is a noun. So we got like a noun for river, a noun for water. This is noun water, and that's wind. So thing, something, something. I can't remember what these are, but I think this one's either air or light, or like elemental. So putting all the things together, it kind of translates loosely to the thing we want it to be. So in this case, dye water is pretty easy. In terms of like, really? Oh, because it's known, we're not going to get the options anymore. Cup, again, I think this is right. This is a thing, a verb. So noun, verb, water. So verb water is going to be drink. So drink noun is going to be cup. At least, I think so. So after you see the same inscription like 2 or 3 times and you get it right, it will pop up and say, I've got it now. And it'll like put a check mark next to it instead of a question mark, and then it just becomes like this here. This is the symbol for person. This is the symbol for self. So like person self is me, and then thing. So thing, person self, is this. So trying to do all of this like linguistic stuff is kind of where I really like. I don't know. I really like doing this. And besides that, the game is really calming and it's just really cool. There's also a book that I'm trying to figure out where it is. And I'm pretty sure I know. I'm pretty sure I can get it, maybe even tonight. But when I did this on my own, I went through like 100 pages of it, or something ridiculous like that. It was like 100 translations, just one right after the next, after the next. It was awesome. And if you ever do one and you're wrong, and then you see that inscription again, it'll be like, yeah, I don't think that's right. And then it'll cross it out and try a different one. You can go back and try something else. Let's see. Right now, I would like to find a square that has squares inside of it. So you can go back through your old inscriptions and be like, I think this is going to be, I think this is what we're going to find. Or this is what it means. If we go over here, Mary, give me a brooch. Okay, Holy Emperor, we're sure about those, so that's good. Inscriptions. Really? Found carved goddess, holy water goddess. That was all correct. So then, so dumb. Why? Come on, man. All right, found a fragment. There we go. Still a little ridiculous. Shouldn't have to. Alright, dagger. Yeah, there we go. Empire's Fire. So if that's Emperor, this is going to be location. So of location, Empire, people. Makes sense that it's empires. Or maybe that's possessive. Yeah, of, right. Decorative compass. Road of Winds. Makes some sense in here. Thing, verb. Hold, hold. Keep. I don't know what that is. Anyway. Goddess plus plants. Don't know plants. Thing, plant. Something or other there. Yeah. That. Master. Verb. Unknown. Speak. Thought. Anyway. Alright, we're not going to get anything out of this, so. I thought it would go back and, like, verify, but it doesn't do the verification step until we actually go out and find it again. I believe the answer is obvious, mistress. Well, 6, enlighten me. Why didn't Renba use robots? Robots cannot keep secrets, mistress. Every robot has a master. Even you? Certainly. Myari is my primary user, mistress. Yeah, the art style is pretty wonderful. How did Renba know the boat was buried down there? Okay, now there's another unexplored room back there we just totally skipped by. He just walked out across the plain, stopped and pointed down. No, I'm not gonna make that one. He said, you dig here. And there it was. If we had gone that way, that would have, that's a long, that's a really long river if we had gone that way. I guess maybe we could have shortcut here. But, oh well. Alright, let's hop her down, 6. Perhaps Yazi and Sia can be happier. Micus, I didn't know there were places like this. I had heard, but... Yazi. They are looking at us. Don't worry about them. They'll get used to you quickly enough. So, what should we do? Well, talk to people. There's water enough here. People here will need cleaners, housekeepers, even gardeners. This is a hard thing, you ask. Ioshan. Had we stolen your boat, we would have sailed forever and never found this place. Good faith to you. Hope you can make it a home. Before we go, I have something for you. Sweet. The excavation on Elbreth Moon ended as soon as we found that ship in the ground. I was there. We found a hatch filled with dull gemstones. One or two looked valuable to me. I kept a little for myself. What kind of crystal is it? I have no idea. But he thought it was valuable, and I do not want it anymore. What is it? I know no more than you. Take care of yourselves. What are you looking at, Yazi? You too. Look at you. You could be sisters. Perhaps we are. I grew up in an orphanage on Elbreth. I never knew my parents. If they were my parents, then you were better off without them. Well, I'd still like to know who they were. My advice? Find someone the right age who you like and pick them. But don't go chasing ghosts. You might find them. Good faith to you. I had a few days to pocket the treasures the Iochan wretch left behind. These should be enough. Come on, Yazi. Hold up your head. Now let's see if we can find anything I want from this place.
We snuck out of the alley mouth into a bustling street.
Any sign of ruins on this moon? No, mistress. This moon appears well inhabited. Nothing here is old.
Hawkers shouted each other down about their wares.
See if there's anyone through here worth talking to.
The market of Renaka seemed to never end. Shoemakers sold boots to the fruit sellers, who sold sour apples to the knife makers, whose blades the shoemakers used to make boots. I don't know if anyone on Renaka ever slept, but if they did, I bet they bought and sold their dreams.
Jars for water. Or oil, perhaps. This place is so happy. Can't imagine Elbreth being like this. Wealth and distance from Iox. They seem to sell everything here. Look in here. Those are lizards, aren't they? Gecko. Gecko, all colors.
A fountain was messing about in the middle of the square. spitting at passers-by.
Want to buy a lizard, 6? Why would I want to buy a lizard? You sell lizards? Buy gecko? Finest gecko. It climbs walls. Can reach hard to reach places. How much does one cost? 33. 33 what? 33. Good age for a lizard. Gecko or gecko now or gecko later? 6. I'm gonna buy a gecko. I will not carry it, mistress. Oh, I'll carry the gecko. Respectfully, mistress, you did not come here for a gecko. I'm not having a gecko clambering around inside my lower drawers. Gecko? Gecko now, please. Good choice. Let's see what you've brought. I prefer ancient and mysterious things. Something valuable. Holographic robot neck. That's very nice. Done. Well, we'll have to choose a name. I call it 7, mistress. Oh, I'll need that name soon enough, I'm sure. How about Sticky? He looks a bit like a stick. Very good, but mistress, I think your gecko has escaped. Very possible. Gecko's very quick. Well, where'd it go? Krakenstone. You want more gecko? This time you hold it tight by the neck. You didn't tell me that before. I think you know how gecko work. Gecko very hard to catch. My job catching gecko is very hard. Do you know of any artifact dealers here? Gecko called Elenara, my mother's name. Do you know of ancient ruins on Renaka? Elenara is a good gecko. Very soft. Gecko very practical. Very clean. No bathing. What is it used for? Gecko eats flies. You snaffle gecko. Good price. Good legs. I don't want a gecko, but my robot does. My mistress is attempting humor. Not robot gecko. Gecko live gecko. Please buy gecko. Gecko lonely. Need love. Thanks for your time. I already bought one. Wizard seller must be a low status job. Cannot imagine why. This looks interesting. Maybe a private space, mistress. We're visitors. We're supposed to get lost. Who are you? Are these things robots? Servos, yes. The name is Amadu. I deal in the very best servos, as you can see. What do you want? Looking for any old artifacts from this moon. You're a collector? I'm an archaeologist. Well, I'm a dealer. I deal in the finest servos, as you can see. Can you help me? The observatory, then? You're after the observatory. What makes you say that? The last fool of a sailor I came across. And he was a fool. I mentioned the observatory, and his ears pricked up like a kitten's. It was like he'd sat on a pin. This observatory is a ruin. A very intact one, too. Full of interesting secrets. Full of objects of rich curiosity. I think you'll like it. Alright then, what do you want? That is a fine-looking robot you have. I'd happily trade the robot, but he's not mine to trade. I don't see anyone else around. Mistress, please. I am not yours to sell. Trust me, Six. This is the best thing for you. That does not seem likely. Are you going to cut away Six's head? Certainly not. My servos are in prime condition. They don't have heads. That they don't have heads is their decision. Yours is a masterpiece. I want to know what you have before I agree to anything. How old is the observatory? What state is it in? Let me tell you about the observatory. I've walked its corridors, seen ancient machines. It is built on 3 levels. Each is circular, each wider than the one above, so that it looks like it must topple from the sky, and yet it stands. But perhaps that is enough for you? I think we have a deal. Excellent. Mistress, please. A glass of water, then? To settle the matter and the stomach. Is that from the fountain down there? By the goddess, no. I'm not in the habit of murdering my clients. It's not good for business. Thank you. Now, transfer ownership to me. Tell me what I want to know first. Ha, the lady jokes, of course. I'm not giving you my robot for nothing. Fine lady, consider the situation. I am a respectable businessman with a reputation to secure. You are some kind of vagabond who intends to leave this moon at a moment's notice. You will trust me. Fine. Discrete math depends. So we have a class that's called discrete structures, which is basically mathematical proof, and yes, you need that. Only your primary user can transfer ownership, right? Your understanding of the situation is correct, Mistress. Somehow this sort of thing always happens to my robots. I transfer what possession I have of you to this man. Excellent. Now let's put that to the test. Robot, please forcibly eject this young lady. Indeed, Master. Hey, tell me where the observatory is. I can eject myself. No, I don't think so. You could search every trickle of desperate ways and you'd never find it. And that seems fine to me. Punk. Mistress Aaliyah. Ugh. 6. Alright, I'm going. Camel's teeth. What about the hopper? Am I stuck here? No, of course you're not stuck here. You didn't have ownership. That was the whole point. Larry's actually going to kill me this time. Berries. And other fruits. Pottery. Yeah, so the math proof class is required for math majors, but like discrete math was also a high school class that I had the option of taking, and it was a college prep only. So I never took that one. But I think it was a lot of like I don't know exactly, but I think it was a lot of like series and sequences and stuff like that. I wonder what people here use them for. They're for oil and water. For bathing. How could you not know that? I'm from a desert planet? Did you just get thrown off of Amato's rooftop? Oh, you saw that, did you? Yes, I saw it. He must have liked you. He only throws out people he's enjoyed sparring with. Got a funny way of showing his affection. Yes, yes he does. He's my father. Does he always treat his customers like this? I should report him. Who to? People here are quite loyal to him, you'll find. Curses. Follow me. We'll get this sorted out. She's pretty tall. Father? Now what's this? Mina, my dear, what are you getting involved with? I can't have this. Give me back my robot or tell me what you owe me. Father, just give her back her servo. I want to read my book, not settle your arguments. I'm a dedicated servo dealer. I know how these things work. For example, I know how ownership is transferred. I think perhaps you don't. Are you saying I cheated you? Yes, and amateurishly too. You don't own this robot any more than, well, than I do. So why throw me out? To see how much you really wanted the observatory. Not that much, perhaps, since you weren't willing to pay a fair price. I'm interested in the observatory, but not reckless. As it happens, I don't know where the observatory is. But I do know something of the place. Here. It's out there somewhere, the observatory. This may help you find it. There's a carved motif on it. So this is the linguistics game. This is the end of a longer line of text. So from here, this is what you have like from the beginning. So you got to place the runes that you have partials for up in here. So we've got a robot there, we've got every, and makes is, and no. Once all of the runes are correct, at least all the ones that you know so far, got robot. Makes must be right too. So once you've got all of the ones that you know, or at least have heard of, that are correct in the phrase, then it does this other mini game where now we've got choices for the rest of them. So like feeling, person, light makes joy. It's like if this is feeling, this is verb. Action don't go. Go? Is that go? That would make sense if this is stay. So like action something go. Master. What is that? Let's do this one first. I think that's adjective. That makes sense. Every choice robot makes is true and fair. Every choice. Hopefully. Every choice robot makes is fair and true. Curious. What is this thing? Something I found floating in the Desperate Ways, alongside some of my stock. So you want to help me now? Yeah, why not? I don't know where it came from. So how about this? When you find the observatory, and I think maybe you will, then any servos you find inside, any robots, you bring them to me. Alright, you get a deal. A real one this time. Excellent. No need to drink on it. Last time will do for now. I look forward to your return.
I can smell fried meat, spiced apple, fresh leather, wealth.
That could have gone worse. Could have gone considerably worse, mistress. That man owned cutting tools. Amadu wouldn't have cut you open, Six. I think, anyway. I'd like to activate the hopper now, mistress. No, we're staying here for a little bit. Bread. Smells good. Must be fresh. Cannot imagine how it smells. It's made from molding flowers, is that correct? Shoes. Where's the shopkeeper? could steal a pair and run off in them. Perhaps they're so badly made they would trip you up. I don't think so, no. Rugs. Pattern similar to the one on the Nightingale. Mayari gave me that one. Books. Not many on Elbereth can read. Do people here read? Most likely they do. This place is wealthy enough. Best not to go wandering off. Oh, come on. This is a big moon. A cook. Hungry Six? Hilarious. Baskets. Woven from grass. They're a lot like the ones Renbo was using. Maybe he came out here. One basket looks the same as another to me, mistress. Forgive me, but do you live on Renaka? I do. Do you know any artifact dealers here? Artifacts? There are no doubt some jewelers. You'll have to take your luck with the market. Good faith, lady. Half of these stalls don't even have merchants. Aren't they worried about thieves? Perhaps some people are rich enough to be honest. Perhaps the punishment for stealing is extreme. It was interesting. The one of the ladies back there had I don't remember what the name of it is. I'll look that up. Good faith to you, fine lady. Care for a flat mango, perhaps? Where do you get your fruit from? Seems very fresh. It is fresh indeed. I grow it myself. It must take a lot of water. Careful to take from the rain. Perhaps I can interest you in a kumquat fist? A what now? You heard. Pomelo. You can't possibly object to one of those. Pomelo sounds good. They are actually quite nice. If you've ever had grapefruit, pomelo is much sweeter. I prefer jewelry and gold. Statuette of a farmer? I've seen worse, I suppose. You have a deal. Your fruit, fine lady. Ah. The Vitiglio? Yeah. Vitiligo. Nope. No, that's definitely not it. Hang on. No, that is it. Okay. Yeah, until I go. My servo? It's kind of an interesting representation. Just random people. It's not a thing. Indeed, fine lady. I do not own one, of course, but several of my rival growers employ them. Yours is in better condition than most certainly. Do they buy them from Amadou? Indeed they do, mistress. He's in town, I think. You most likely encounter his entourage. What does that mean? His servos. He surrounds himself with them as rotten fruit surrounds itself with flies. Good faith to you. I don't even recognize half these fruits. Do you grow them locally? I grow them in my tubs on my roofs. I am blessed with several roofs. Alright, activate the Hopper 6. There's nothing here. Yazi and Sia can keep this place. So we left the surface of Renaka, the market moon. Alright, so maybe let's try one more place and see if we can find something with enough new information to locate. Oh. I was thinking about that boat Sia said Remba found. The size of the dig suggests it was big. The Empire never used ships that large. And it was too old, too long buried. You've never seen a ship like it. I hope Mistress Sia's description was accurate. No wonder Remba was excited. There must have been a whole age before the Empire, when ships like great whales crawled the rivers. You can also see in the background, crawling on the door, is the gecko. Crawled the rivers, carrying things from one moon to another. Trading, mistress. Well, most likely. An age of sail, before the Empire was founded, before the Empire locked down the nebula. Amadu's observatory is in this small area here. Age of Sail site is out here. Remba's dig site is what we really want. We're gonna plot. Ugh. Oh man. Really? Alright, I guess that's the only direction we actually know. I'm gonna try to go right out of here. Ooh, no, wait, go left. Mwahaha. So yeah, I personally found this game completely worth the $15 price tag or whatever it was. Um, it was really interesting to me, especially getting to do all the linguistics stuff. I originally had thought about becoming a linguistics major back when I first was in college and wanting to get out of my physics major. I could sail forever. Interesting, mistress. Not that I harbored any ill will against physics, but could you sail forever, or would you run out of sky? Okay, I think we're going to go for about 15 more minutes, hit the 3-hour mark, and then head on out so that I can get out of here and start correcting some papers that I definitely should have corrected. I'm going to turn right just up here. There's a new river to the left, which might also reach our destination. We might explore. We will explore. Oh, make a right. So anytime you miss a turning, you can hit backspace and it pops you back to just before it, and then you can redirect yourself back on. But if you go too far, it'll just turn off, and then you don't get the option. I was thinking about the Hopper Eye aboard the Nightingale 6. I know what it does, but what is a Hopper Eye? Oh, there's another ruin. Woo! Shipwreck. The eye is a focus, mistress, nothing more. It receives and reparticulates the Hopper signal. Think of it as a funnel into which the sands of your being are poured. This is fine. A wreck. Imagine that. It's a shipwreck from the earliest days of the Nebula, mistress. It should only take a few moments. I found a shredded, pocket-sized book. Most likely came from somewhere close to here. The spine seems to be written on, mistress. This is faded and unreadable. Okay, so here is... certain my translation for here is right now. Truth. Truth is here. Does that work? Doesn't fill me with confidence. What kind of scribe has to insist that what they're writing is true? Let's make a left. I think it comes from the same place as the scratched axe and the charred chart that we discovered on that ruins by the river. It implies people often traveled to both the locations. Yeah, we know that. Now there's another one over here. How old is the Nightingale, mistress? I'm not sure. Nearly 1,500 years old, maybe? Not too bad looking for 1,500 years old. A wreck. I recovered a dented compass. Must have come from somewhere nearby. The casing has been inscribed. When winds blow into could add my translation for when to my dictionary now. Move. Light. All. It's not time, so it wouldn't necessarily be. Okay. Time, all. Entire, whole. Let's try hope. Action, move. When winds join into when winds ascend into, I think that works. When winds join into let's do a line. No idea. I think this comes from the same place as the shredded book. Oh dear. Somewhere distant. The Nightingale herself must be an Age of Sail ship. She's about the right age, I think. And she's still river-worthy after all this time. This is going to join. There are new waters to the left. Hey, two curbs. I'm going to come across a fun little math problem about sets and subsets. What you got? Go right ahead, mistress. Oh no. From a set size N, how many subjects size K do you need to P cover S? Ruin. If you can find a set which has every element for all subsets size P, obviously N is greater than or equal to K, greater than or equal to P. Found a broken wooden sculpture of a bird. Wonder how long it's been out there. This looks like some kind of hippo. Evidently, it probably is a pig. Here's an inscription between the feathers. Awesome. I think I do not know the definition of P cover. So, what do we got? How hard does it sound? See previous. Adjective, water. Adjective about water. Unless it's antonym. Flowing. Ah. Goodbye. And verb location, not this. Oh, you have a P cover if you can. There we go. Sorry, I read it backwards. That's my problem. You have a P cover if you can find a set which has every element for all subsets size P. Okay. So if you have size N, hmm. Alright, so if you have a set of size 4, right? Tiny. And you want to do size 2. So it'd be like 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, and then 2, 3, 2, 4, and 3, 4. And then you want to find how many of those do you need to ensure that you have all possible subsets of 1 through 4? Or am I not thinking about that correctly? Because I'm tired, so it's possible I have no idea what I'm talking about. Fairly likely, in fact. Go by and go swiftly. It's like flow. If k is n, right, you only need 1. So, like in my example, right? If you just had numbers 1 through 4 be your S. N is 4. Okay, so if k is 4, then it's literally just 1. It's going to be all. Okay. Go quickly and verb location. Not this. Verb go. Return. Go quickly and return. That'll do for now. Alright, what do we got? Make another right up here. Should have us where to look for the place called the Withering Palace. Oh, good. There's an unexplored river to our right. Aw. Oh well. Whee! Alright. So let's get to where we're going. I hope. No, can't do that. Alright. Just go like that.
No one knows how far the rivers go. No one's ever mapped them. Not even the robots. Or, if they did, they aren't telling.
Seems non-trivial and also well-defined, possibly solving an evening if he's smarter than me. Yeah. I think maybe I need to draw it. Disregard the next turning, please. Ooh, make it right. Approach the ruin, because of course. Yes, it's very wonderful and very nice, calm vibes. Unfortunately, I'm also very tired, so right now it's making me... Whee! This one's a blurry fragment from an even longer phrase. Alright, so hopefully return gods in. Yes, good. In time, gods will return. I think that's correct. I'm fairly certain. But who am I? So, most likely comes from the same site as the dented compass and the shredded book. Must have been common to move between the two sites. Yes, we know that. This should help us locate a moon further out than any we'd ever seen before. Shipwreck. Found a copper telescope. It's one of the things about the artifact. Sometimes the type of artifact will tell you really what it says already on it. Do we have guide? Yes. Path. This tool. I believe you can be confident for your translation for will. I'm sure of guide too. This machine will guide your way. Like that. Being a telescope, again, it makes sense that that would light the way, or, you know, allow them to follow the way, or whatever. Guide the way. There we go. Doesn't matter. Task control. Yeah, I can't remember if you were here for the other part where we were on the ground, but this is a... So here's the um, art style for this one. So it's basically like hand-drawn, and they animate it not by actually making her walk or anything like that, but
Darkness.
it's kind of old style frame by frame animation.
An enormous pit had been cut into the rock below. It must have taken days to do, weeks even.
All right. I think we're going to call it there because I'm fading quick. All right. So my face. There we go. I am going to raid over to, I believe Erin Stevie is still on. Let's see what she's up to. Get this here. I'll go grab a beer and probably make this worse. Let's see. Marbles on stream, that's... and Stream Raiders. I suspect she's probably doing something else, but anyway. We'll raid in for tonight. At any rate. So thank you to Curbs, thank you to Bertram, Megalomorph, Benji Boy, everybody else who might stop in here. So I will see you all on Wednesday for some more math. Two Curbs, bring that back in if you're coming in on Wednesday, because Megalomorph might be there too if he doesn't stream before then. So maybe we'll talk about it, and I'll try and draw something out so that might help. All right, so thank you everybody. See you later. This is Obi-Wan Pez for N Simplex Pachinko. Have a good night.